What's up, guys? Alec here. Hope you're all having a great day. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Today I wanted to go over something that I think will help you guys tremendously, and a lot of new sellers and people just getting into Amazon will want to pay attention to this video. And even if you've been selling on Amazon, you probably might not have known about this trick that I'm going to go over with you guys and help you guys kind of audit a product and a market that you're potentially getting into that could be saturated, and one that you might want to avoid and stay away from, especially if you're new. I think this is extremely helpful. I probably would have avoided back in the day when I first started a few products if I had known this tactic that I'm going to go over with you. And it's pretty swift because you're kind of just auditing the market with basically a PPC campaign, which I'm going to go over. And it helps you just spot check to see if you're getting into a range, whether it's a brand new market or a pre-existing market that is saturated, and it's going to kind of be an uphill battle. So one of the biggest things when doing FBA and Amazon is product research. Now you make sure all your criteria are met, and like if you check all the other videos on my channel, you know how I speak about reviews and the barrier to entry and weight, sizes, and everything like that. And if everything's met, I would consider adding this to your tool bag for your product research. I would always check this as well, because this can be a great check at the end, just to tell whether this is a go or no go decision for you. And if you're starting out, you don't want to get into a product that's too saturated, because like I said, it can be an uphill battle, and you don't want to really just blow all your upfront capital. You probably don't have that much to start with. So you want to kind of just protect it as much as possible. So this is extremely helpful, and I hope you guys enjoy this and get a lot of value out of this and use it, because it's very helpful. So how to know if your product will become saturated? So one of the main things you guys are going to want to do is first create a ghost listing. Now, I'm not going to fully go over how to create a ghost listing. I have another video on my channel explaining that and how to create a ghost listing, and I'll link that in the description to that video. But basically what a ghost listing is when you're on in Amazon Seller Central, you go to inventory and you go to manage inventory, and then you're to the inventories page. So you just create a product as if you had it to sell. You just don't put any inventory on it. You just keep the quantity as 0, and you set everything up as you would normally. You put the title in, you put the keywords in, you put the bullet points in, you put the pictures in. Everything's simulated as if you had the product. So you let that sit for a little bit, and the other video I go over other things, whether if it's restricted or not. This is when you'll get the red flag, but that's in the other video. But for our purpose here, to tell if it's saturated, you create that ghost listing, and then what you're going to want to do is, after you create the ghost listing, you're going to want to do a manual check. So you're going to want to pull the top 100 keywords from either Merchant Words, Keyword Scout, or Viral Launch. Any of these tools are perfectly fine. Merchant Words is alright. My favorite is Keyword Scout. It's what I use for my keyword data, and I think it's the most accurate. So Keyword Scout's my favorite. I think it's the most accurate, and that's what I use. So you guys can use Merchant Words as well, or if you have Viral Launch, perfectly fine. Any of these keyword tools are great. So you want to pull your top 100 keywords. Let's say we were looking to get into garlic presses. So in my experience, I know that's a completely saturated product, but I'm going to show you guys and help you guys avoid these products. So you're watching this video and you're going to get the behind the scenes and to look into how this goes about. So let's just search in garlic press. So once you put that into Keyword Scout, it's going to pull up your keywords. So let's just say you want the top 100. You just select that there and export that as a CSV. So what that's going to do is that's going to pull a CSV of these 100 keywords for your product. So once you do that, you would just pop it open, and then what you're gonna do with these keywords is take the first 100, and they're gonna be in order from highest search volume to least. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take and you're gonna copy the first 100 keywords here. So we have the first 100. You would just copy them, and what we want to do is we're gonna create a manual campaign. So we could just call this manual test, okay? And for the daily budget, it doesn't matter. This is just a test. We could just put $10, and then we're going to select manual. So once we select manual, we continue to the next page, and we're going to select our product, And once we do that, we are going to enter the default bid. That really doesn't matter too because we're not actually running PPC on this. We're just going to look at this and audit the suggested keyword data from it. So we could just put 50 cents. It doesn't matter. Then we would take and we would paste in those 100 keywords, just like you see there. And we're going to do add these keywords. So once we do that, we're going to do save and finish. So once we saved and finished the manual campaign, then what we're going to do next is we're going to analyze the suggested keyword bid data. So we're going to use what Amazon is suggesting for the keyword bids as our internal check to tell whether this is A, good to go, a brand new market, or B, it's up and coming, or C, it's just saturated and you're going to be spending a lot in PPC and it's kind of an overused product. So that's what we're going to do. And so we're going to click on the campaign we just created, the manual campaign. We're going to click on keywords. So once we create our manual campaign, we are going to open up the keywords and we're going to check through them. Now, right here it says no current data. So it just has to populate. And so what we're going to see is a suggested bid. So like we see 68 cents. Once the data comes in for the higher volume keywords, we're going to see that the bids are very high. So they're going to be within the $2 range. I'm not too sure why it's not pulling them up immediately, but it will once it gathers some data. So it pulled them in for a few of them, but these are a little bit lower. So once it pulls them in, we're going to check. So if the keyword bid is between 1 cent and $1, that's a great product. That means the market is brand new and the product is a good product to get into. You're not going to run into a lot of competition and it's not going to get saturated anytime soon, so you can get in, start selling, and establish yourself in that product market. If the suggested bid is between $1.01 and $2, that means it's an up-and-coming product. So it's still good to get into. It's just not a brand new market that just started. So if the bid is between $2.02 and $3 and above that, that means it's saturated. I wouldn't recommend getting into as a new seller. If you're a bigger seller and you have much more of a budget, you can get into that. But if you're a new seller, you don't really have, like I said, much capital to start with, and you don't want to be spending a ton of money trying to get your products ranked and getting off the ground and moving. So I would stay away definitely from products that have suggested bids over $2. It's just a good check, and you don't want to go anything over that. So the best range between 1 cent and $1. That's a great product. If it's between $1 and $2, that's definitely a good one that I would say is still all right to get into. It's up and coming, and do not get into anything over $2. So that is the manual way. You would just run the keywords, create the ghost listing, run your keywords. So once you do that, that will be your final product research check that I would highly recommend you adding on top of your tool belt in your product research. And if everything goes through with that, don't hesitate. Just go all in, because many times I see a lot of people, they just don't know when to start. They overanalyze and they get into this analysis paralysis type of deal when they're trying to pick a product, and they never actually start. Waiting on the sidelines is never going to get you anywhere. So just make sure everything is in check, and if it is, go for it. Don't hesitate. So the other thing I just want to speak to you about is this is the manual way, and more of an automatic way is with Jungle Scout. Once you typed in, let's say, garlic press, you could see the headline search ad suggested bid. Now, I know Jungle Scout will be coming out with the actual PPC bids very shortly, so you could check that. But this gives you a good enough idea to what the keyword data. So once that data populated, once you created your ghost listing, it will show numbers like these. And I wanted to use that as an example because I know garlic press is a very saturated product to get into, and I wouldn't recommend it because everybody is trying to sell a garlic press. So do not do that product. We could tell here because look at these suggested bids for a garlic press, $2.52. That's above $2, and that means that people drove up that bid so much that it is a saturated product niche. Check out the next one, garlic mincer, $2.54, $2.71, $2.47, $2.23, $2.57. So you can get the idea. This product is definitely a much more saturated product. When you do that manual check, or if you do it the more automatic way using a tool like Keyword Scout, or even I know Scope is another research tool, has something similar to this, and Viral Launch I think has something like this. So you could basically search the keyword and you could check automatically the suggested keyword bids, and then you don't have to go through the process of creating the ghost listings. But if you don't have that, that's okay. Just create the ghost listing and create a test manual campaign for that, and you guys will see if it's worth it, if it's viable, or if you want to stay away from it. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's extremely helpful for me when searching products, and I hope you guys got a lot of value out of this video and you use this as a product search criteria when you're getting into your next product. I just want to help you guys avoid the mistakes I made in the beginning when starting, and one of the mistakes was getting into a saturated product. So if I had known about this this product research trick, I would have not got into the products that I have got into in the past because they were too saturated. So I want to save you guys the headache of getting into a saturated product, and by doing this, you could tell right off the bat if it's good or not good to get into. So I just wanted to make this video for you guys, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.